Good morning and welcome to the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority Board meeting of December 15th, 2023. My name is Erica Strasburger. I serve as Vice Chair of the Authority. I am filling in for our Chair, Alex Shuley, today, who is unable to attend today's meeting. And I'll note that we did meet in executive session this morning where personnel and legal matters were discussed and no votes were taken. Ms. Gibson, can we please have the roll call?
Absolutely. Ms. McCormick Barron.
Here.
Mr. Bay. Mr. Domock.
Here.
Ms. Lever.
Here.
Mr. Martin.
Present.
Dr. Morrell.
Here.
Mr. Shuley. And Ms. Strasburger.
Here.
6 board members are present.
Thank you. Do we have public comment today?
We have no public comments.
All right. Thank you. Moving along. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of November 17th, 2023 board meeting?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the, we have approved the minutes of November 17th, 2023. Next on the agenda is confirmation of the CEO approvals. Okay, and we have discussed and we have all approved the CEO approvals. Next on the agenda is reports and updates. We will start with the finance department.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Get the pulse up a little bit here. That's it.
Second delay there.
Yep. Within the finance report, you will see the year-to-date receipts through November 30th, 2023 of $184.1 million, or about 89.1% of the total budget for the year. Approximately 15 million was collected in November as compared to the budget amount of 18.7 million, representing a difference of $3.7 million. I do want to point out, though, this shortfall is attributable really to two main factors. The first is the timing of payments. We've seen a nice recovery in collections in December. So a lot of what we budgeted in November is rolling into December, which is encouraging to see from that front. And the second factor is the water, wastewater, and stormwater payments from the city of Pittsburgh. At PwC, we had budgeted to receive those payments from the city monthly. However, we will receive all of their payments for the year this month in December as part of the cooperation agreement. So, you know, when I look at budgeted actuals, that does skew the numbers a little bit, but I do want to clarify that we will receive all of those payments for the year this month from the city. Total year-end forecasted receipts, excluding the budgeted 4.5 million from the rate stabilization fund, are $207.2 million. This represents an increase of about 546,000 or 0.26% as compared to the budget. So really what that's saying is we're essentially coming right in where we thought we would overall for receipts as compared to our budgeted numbers for the year. I do want to point out that the transfer from the rate stabilization fund is no longer planned due to stronger than expected financial performance. So in the beginning of the year, we had planned to, pull money from a rate stabilization fund to potentially cover a lack of receipts that we thought we would see going into 2023. However, that has not been the case year to date, and we don't think we actually need to make that transfer for this year, again, just given the strong receipts that we've seen. Just to give a quick synopsis of the rate stabilization fund, I've talked about this in a number of meetings here. The rate stabilization fund is a separate fund that's used to help meet our coverage ratios at PwSA. Those are our legal debt requirements that we have outstanding to our bondholders that we need to meet annually to be in compliance with all of our agreements. So the fund itself, you can really think of it as in two ways. It's a rainy day fund. So if receipts, we have another pandemic, hopefully we don't, but if we have another event like that and receipts decrease rapidly, we can then pull from the rate stabilization fund to cover, those decrease in revenues. The other piece, and this kind of really goes to the name of the fund, the rate stabilization fund, is we can plan for periodic transfers out of that fund to help lessen the amount we may ask in the future for rate increases. There is a certain metric that we need to meet for our bondholders, excluding the rate stabilization transfers. So we can't just solely rely on this fund to mitigate all rate increases. But what we can do is, rely on a portion of it to help mitigate the amount that we may ask in the future, for rate increases as a whole. So there's a couple of nuances there to the fund, but there is some flexibility that does provide, PWSA, as an organization. And because of that, we will, when appropriate, continue to build that fund up over time and also draw on it if appropriate. Next, looking at our operating expenditures for the year. So year to date, we spent about $113 million. That's about 96% of our total budget for departmental expenditures. Looking at debt service, we spent to date $71.9 million, which represents 93.9% of our total budget for the year. And our forecasted debt service for the year is projected to be $73 million, which is about $3.5 million lower than we had budgeted for the year. So we will realize some savings there, which is great. PWSA's cash balance on November 30th, 2023 was $88.1 million, which is $8.1 million higher as compared to the prior year. And in addition to that, year-to-date capital expenditures are $107.1 million, marking the fifth consecutive year that PWSA has achieved capital investments of $100 million or greater. And just to put that into perspective of what that really means and how far we've come as an organization, PWSA has invested over $300 million more in its system over the last 5 years than it did in the prior 5 years, looking at fiscal year 2014 to 2018. So really that shows the dramatic increase in, our initiatives to invest in the system, but it also really shows that we are meeting the mark as far as really helping to maintain and rehabilitate our system as a whole. With that, today, the 2024 through 2028 capital improvement plan will be presented to the board for approval. This plan includes $1.8 billion in infrastructure improvements over the next 5 years. These improvements are a continuation of the critical initiatives that we have outstanding, such as our water reliability plan and lead service line replacements. This plan was reviewed by the PWSA Board of Directors during an education session leading up to this request for approval. So I'd like to thank the board for their time through that education session, as well as all PWSA subject matter experts that were utilized to really help create that plan as a whole, as it was an organizational effort across the board. Lastly, I'm excited to announce a new interactive online budgeting tool that the Finance Department will launch in January of 2024, so next month. The tool will be located on the finance section of the website. And the purpose of the tool is to provide more transparency into how PWSA budgets as well as spends its funds, its public funds, for our ratepayers. I feel, this is necessary as we continue to ask for more of our ratepayers through rate increases. I think we need to also show and be more transparent about how we're spending that money and budgeting for future years. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, it's really a step in the right direction, I feel, for the authority and also our finance department. And I'm happy to announce that today and, and see where that goes, leading us into the future. This concludes my report for today. I would like to wish the board happy holidays and turn it over for any questions.
Thank you. Are there questions from the board? Mr. Barca?
I have a quick question. So congratulations on all the growth and continued resilience of what you do. So we got pretty close in terms of forecasts for expenditures and also revenues. What was the single largest source of uncertainty for you over this past year?
You talking overall or just looking at specific or operating or capital budgets?
Overall.
Overall.
Both sides of the ledger.
I think it continues to be inflation, and that may sound like a cop-out answer, but I say that. Correct. Yeah, it's just the uncertainty of where, our bid price is going to come in at for our contractors. We have seen that stabilize going in, let's say Q3 or Q4 of this year. And the data that the Federal Reserve's putting out really confirms that. It seems like we're heading to, a slowdown in inflation, but That does impact, the price of labor, both in the marketplace, when you talk about hiring folks, higher inflation means cost of living increases for all organizations. It really rises up that, that cost to employ folks that we need, to achieve our budgets. But also on the front of our contractors and materials, and really, seeing an increase in the markup on our contractors for their folks and their time that they put in, as well as the materials, chemicals, those types of things that they may also have to, coordinate with on their end to achieve what we're asking for through our contract. So I would say that's really the biggest unknowns, from that point, that I think we weathered well this year. We will continue to monitor that in, going into 2024. Again, I think we'll see that be a less a concern from that front, going into 24. But, one thing I want to point out too, related to that is, we do coordinate, at least I coordinate well with other peer utilities in the region. Just seeing what their challenges are as it comes to the unknowns of budget, and, what I'm experiencing is no different from what they're seeing, right? So it does help that coordinated effort there, and really helping to mitigate the best that we can, those types of issues.
Thank you.
Yep.
Further questions from Mr. Barca?
I don't have a question. I just want to underscore the importance and the transparency of that tool that'll go on the website, and it's also innovative. You don't see that a lot, and it talks about the accountability we have to the ratepayers and to the public to be transparent. And so I just want to put an exclamation point behind that report about how important it is that we're doing that. So thank you for that.
You. Any other questions for Mr. Barca? I'll second that sentiment in saying that, more and more public entities are providing transparency, and then also the ability for sort of feedback and a feedback loop to the public. And my only question is there any space on that site for sort of maybe aside from a public hearing, that sort of individual feedback where others can pose a question or have opportunity to comment on a proposed budget and then receive feedback that others can then also view and learn from?
Yeah, that's a great question. That is part of the tool.
Okay.
But to be transparent, the first launch will not include that, because we wanted to get the basic facts about our budgets and spending out first. But, this launch, this go live doesn't mean we're stopping there. Like, we're going to continue to build that out going into our next year's budget. We want to have that feedback loop in there for our ratepayers. But we also want to build on that, potentially have, more public meetings about our budgets going into the new year, to talk about what our priorities are, understand what the priorities are of the public as well, maybe in their neighborhoods, to really close that loop as a whole. So I guess what I'm saying is this is the first step, but there's other attributes to the tool, like the one you stated, that we're definitely going to go live with here shortly.
I also wanted to underscore the capital improvement plan, which will be voted on today by the board, $1.8 billion in capital investment in the next 5 years. I mean, if there's any question about our budget and the money that we're asking everyone to help float, and including the state and through creative grant funding and loans that we've obtained and borrowing, this is where it's going. It's going into $1.8 billion of capital improvement. So again, congratulations on the effort. And thank you for all the time that you and your team have taken with the board to help answer our questions and educate us on what the spending will look like.
Absolutely.
With that, we will move right along to the engineering department update. Mr. King.
Good morning, members of our board. I will begin with a brief update on our drinking water programs. Speaking of feedback. Oh, sorry. I will. All right. So progress continues with our lead service line replacement programs. A total of 10,674 public and 7,490 private lead service lines have been replaced through December 13th across all of our contracts. The ARP funded 2022 neighborhood lead service line replacement project continues to wind down. Although after a budget review, we determined we are able to do another 114 homes under our existing budget, where we are finishing up work in the Troy Hill neighborhood. All prior lead service line replacement activities are now complete by our contractor, who will now be moving onto these additional homes, where this work should be completed by January 2024. The Penvest funded 2023 B Neighborhood Lead Service Line Replacement Program finished verifications in the Lincoln, Leamington, Belmar neighborhood, and this week moved into Perry South. The contractor is currently ahead of schedule and is progressing well. The 2023 B Neighborhood LSLR construction program is moving towards a late February 2024 closing with Penvest and early March 2024 construction start. I will be presenting a resolution to approve the contract award to the construction contractor for this work during this meeting. Finally, we told you last month about the funding request made to Penvest this month for a 2024A Neighborhood Lead Service Line Replacement Program, which is a $34 million project to do work on 4,500 properties throughout the water service area. While we'll wait for Penvest's decision in January 2024, we have started the planning process to be able to move quickly if that funding is approved and awarded. With regards to the continuing progress on the construction efforts for the water reliability plan, please note that the Highland Reservoir Pump Station project is now underway officially, where the notice to proceed was issued and the project kickoff meeting was held with the contractors on December 7th. The pre-construction meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 18th, so we are underway. Disinfections of both the Rising Main 4 and the Highlands Rising Main, a 48-inch diameter main, have been completed with the receipt of clear bacteriological samples for both projects. We have submitted the certificates of construction completion to the state, and we are awaiting receipt of operating permits from the PADEP. The only remaining scopes of work for these projects are final restoration. Finally, I am happy to inform the board that the American Council of Engineering Companies of Pennsylvania, ACECPA, has selected PWSA to receive 2 awards under their 2024 Engineering Excellence Awards. This includes the 2024 Diamond Award for the 2020 Large Diameter Sewer Rehabilitation Project under their waste and stormwater category, and a 2024 Diamond Award for the Client Distinction. PWSA was selected for the Client Distinction Award based on our exercising fair business practices, providing a visionary approach and practice towards team building and partnering, and services to influence or provide service or on issues of importance to consulting engineers, and servicing to influence or provide service on issues of importance to consulting engineers. This concludes engineering and construction's report. I will turn it back over to the board for any questions.
Thank you very much. Are there questions or comments from the board?
Congratulations on those 2
Mhm.
awards. I think we're gonna have to have a trophy room or fit around. But that's a real strong testament to the team. So congratulations.
Thank you on behalf of the team.
Super Bowl rings.
Any other questions for Mr. King? Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for your update.
Thank you.
We will move right along to the Chief Environmental Compliance and Ethics Officer report, Mr. Sideri.
All right. Good morning, everyone. December, end of the year here. So as I often do, I wanted to just take another opportunity to remind you as well as our public that PWSA maintains our environmental compliance and ethics program, which establishes the authority's commitment and foundation for complying with water quality and environmental regulations. So we do this in accordance with our federal, state, and local laws and regulations, our orders and agreements, as well as our internal policies and procedures. The primary goal then of our program is to help maintain compliance through prevention, early detection, and an appropriate response. And once again, that program then reflects our commitment to operating not only in accordance with all of those strict requirements of the law, but also in a manner that's consistent with our high ethical and professional standards as we deliver water services to all of our customers. Monthly, I get to provide you some updates to the board with details of our environmental compliance and ethics program. And similarly, our finance and engineering reports also provide details of their respective departments. The common goal that we all have in providing these reports to the public is to help assure our customers that PWSA is continually focused on keeping our drinking water safe and clean, keeping lead levels as low as possible, and preparing our water and sewer systems to operate well into the future. So this month, I wanted to highlight the over 200 routine inspections that the Environmental Compliance Group performs at least monthly. These are to help support those priorities of keeping our water clean and safe. So you may wonder why environmental compliance is important. One of those things ties back to our drinking water systems and looking at those, again, for operations well into the future. Our preventative inspections help also provide feedback to our operations and safety teams to basically serve as internal audits, so we can provide early detection of any concerns and implement corrective actions as needed. So some of those inspections that are performed again monthly, we have 68 chemical storage tank facilities, 47 different spill kit areas, 11 waste storage areas, 8 spill prevention and countermeasure control locations. These are oil storage locations, 11 of our drinking water pump stations, 14 drinking water storage tanks and reservoir sites, 22 interconnection vaults, and 15 MPDS stormwater outfalls and their contributing inlets. This is in addition to other ongoing inspections and monitoring we have, including over 100 sewer flow meters, multiple combined sewer and diversion structures, 4 sewage pump stations, 2 industrial discharge points, and our numerous MS4 outfalls that you've heard us talk about before. In the last year, the Environmental Compliance Department has been moving away from traditional paper and kind of Excel-based tools for our inspections to our cloud-based environmental management information systems, which provides both traceability for these inspections, as well as an automated follow-up procedure for any required corrective actions to help provide that appropriate response to our findings. I appreciate the board providing me the opportunity to always provide these reports to you and to our ratepayers and customers. I usually always end by letting everybody know that you can reach out to me if you do have any environmental compliance or ethics concerns to contact me. However, given the topic this month, I also want to extend a thank you to all of our PWSA departments and staff who are going to be working through the holidays, as we do every day, again, to help keep our water systems clean and safe, as well as prepared to operate into the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there comments or questions for Mr. Suderi? I'll just thank you for your work and the proactive nature of your work, which is, as we know, critically important to ensuring that our water stays safe and clean and secure. So thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Moving right along to the Chief Executive Officer's report, Mr. Pickering.
Great. Good morning, members of the board, members of PWSA staff and consultants and the public tuning in. I promise to make my remarks brief because we have an all hands holiday lunch right around the corner that we're very excited about to celebrate the closing of the year. All of our speakers from staff highlighted achievements over the last month, but really this has been a banner year for us. I see it as a more normal year coming out of COVID and our ability to advance some of the projects that we have been talking about for 4 or 5 years, advancing them into construction and seeing them there live has really been tremendous. And that goes with your leadership here at the board. The approval of the capital improvement plan and subsequent capital improvement plans are going to get us there. There are and have been large dollar investments in lead service line replacement. We've talked about both Ed and Barry have spoken about that. There was a new rule released, a proposed rule released by EPA. You may have read it's the lead and copper rule improvements rule that is actually requiring public drinking water utilities to replace all of their lead lines within 10 years of that rule being effective. And I think it's just truly amazing that we can sit here today and we're still sifting through the 600 plus page document, but we think that we are well in hand to comply with that rule. And if you compare that to other utilities that are really scrambling, Ed mentioned that we're in constant communication with our peers. When we talk to our peer utilities, they're again knocking on our door to figure out how we have gotten to where we think the halfway point of replacing all our lead lines. And we think, again, by the time this rule is effective, if we do everything we can to pursue the grant dollars that Ed mentioned, $35 or so million before the state to hopefully approve for us, that we can get to that goal of replacing all of our lead service lines by 2026. So that achievement, while the rule isn't effective yet, but for us to, our initial reaction to that rule is that we're in good shape and Pittsburgh remains a leader is really fantastic. And I'm very grateful for our team to put us in that position as we stand today. I also want to clarify, there has been media attention related to cybersecurity at drinking water utilities, and there was a nearby regional municipal authority that did experience a cyber attack I want to affirm that PWSA is constantly vigilant for these sources of threats. We are in really close communication with our federal and regional stakeholders who can provide us best practices, and we're making the investments we need to position ourselves as best we possibly can from a threat like this. This hack is not one that impacted PWSA. We don't believe the circumstances around it would have affected us, but I did want to, for the record, clarify that this is an organizational priority and one that all teams within PWSA are focused on, to making sure that our water systems are safe. And protecting public health, part of that is making sure that there aren't any external actors trying to compromise that. And we have a great team on board that's focused on those initiatives. I'll just wrap things up by saying happy holidays, and I want to thank everyone on the board for their year of commitment, guidance, and oversight, your time in walking through things like the board education sessions for the both operating and capital budget, as well as project-specific and initiative updates. We certainly appreciate it as staff at a staff level. We recognize you are volunteers, and you provide a tremendous amount of leadership and guidance for this utility, and we're in a great place as we end out the year. So happy holidays. I'm happy to answer any questions folks might have.
Thank you. Any questions from the board or comments?
Just congratulations on a great year.
I just want to thank the staff too, and I think it was Frank who made the comment about folks being on duty through the holidays to make sure we all have a safe, steady supply of water, and that's appreciated.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is Peg. I want to just add my congratulations to everybody in the room for a great year.
Thank you all. All right, well, we will move on to resolutions. And we have resolution 85, Mr. Barca.
Resolution number 85, approving and adopting the 2024 through 2028 capital improvement plan.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Aye.
Resolution is approved. Resolution number 85 is approved, excuse me. Resolution number 86.
Resolution number 86, approving the award of insurance contracts for fiscal year 2024 in an amount not to exceed $1,094,000.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second, Mike Dolmar.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say
Aye.
nay. Resolution 86 is approved. Resolution number 87.
Resolution number 87, acknowledging the receipt of the 2023 annual report of the consulting engineer.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Peg.
Thank you. Any discussion? Resolution 87.
Anything surprising in what they provided? It looked pretty reasonable in terms of.
Nothing surprising. It's really, the high level of it is it's really continuation of all the good things we're doing. And they just expect that to continue moving forward. I mean, so no red flags. It was a good report overall. Yep.
Right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Right, resolution 87 is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barca. Move along to resolution number 88, Mr. Stewart.
Morning to the board.
Morning.
I have two resolutions, number 88 and 89. Both of these are physical security enhancements. The first one, we are seeking approval for the award of the main water treatment plant security operations center to Caliber Contracting Services Incorporated for the water and wastewater safety and security Penvest project using capital funds of $1,102,000.76.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, Jim Martin.
Second,
Any discussion? I want to offer my thanks to you for the excellent work you've been doing to make sure, as we kind of alluded to earlier, that the safety and security of our water is foremost at the authority's mind, and making sure that the board is informed of all of the advancements and the work that you and your team are doing. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
All those in favor of resolution 88, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
aye.
Resolution 88 is approved. Resolution number 89.
Number 89, we're seeking approval for the award of fencing and gates to GeoCorp Contracting Incorporated for the water and wastewater safety project through Penvest and using capital budget of $3,139,350.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to echo Erica's comments about how important this is, and thanks for your work. And we understand that a promotion is coming very, very soon, and maybe you can share your new title, and that shows our commitment as an organization to this effort.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that.
So your new title will be,
Director of Safety and Security.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor of resolution 89, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 89 is approved. Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Stewart. Moving on to resolution 90. Mr. Sederi.
All right, good morning again. So resolution number 90 is authorizing the chief executive officer to sign the third amendment to the September 6th, 2019 consent order and agreement with the Department of Environmental Protection. And this includes any related documents.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks very much. Is there any discussion on resolution 90? I will note that we did discuss this in executive session, and no votes were cast, but we were briefed further on this. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of resolution 90, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Resolution 90 is approved. Resolution number 91.
All right, resolution 91 is approving a change order of an operating contract for our 2023 City Park CCTV and Investigations Project to MS Consultants. This comes out of the operating budget at $507,743.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, Mike Dolma.
Thank you. Any discussion on resolution number 91?
I had a question. Was it a scheduling issue or?
No, this was an extension because there was additional work that needed to be done to get all of the city parks mapped. So the contracting group that we had was performing very well, and to not delay any schedules, we were wanting them to continue to work into 2024 to finish that up.
Further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of resolution 91, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Aye.
Resolution number 91 is approved. Thank you, Mr. Sederi. Resolution number 92. Mr. McFadden.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Resolution 92, approval of the water treatment plant chemicals, sodium hypochlorite. This is an option year 2 contract to Univar Solutions in the amount of $1,891,750, and this is out of the operating budget.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the resolution? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor of resolution 92, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, resolution number 92 is approved. Resolution number 93.
Resolution number 93, approval of the water treatment plant chemicals option year 3 to Biosafe Systems, PVS Technologies, Polydyne Incorporated, Sal Chemical, Univar Solutions, and WK Merriman. This is also out of the operating budget for $5,361,278.40.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on resolution number 93? Seeing none, all those in favor of resolution 93, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Aye.
Resolution number 93 is approved. Thank you, Mr. McFadden. Resolution number 94, Mr. King.
Resolution 94 is a request for the board's approval to award a capital contract for construction of the 2023B Neighborhood LSLR project to Five Star Energy Services in the amount of $11,153,529. As noted earlier, this project is funded by a combination of approximately 10 million grant and 4.6 million loan from Penvest. The Neighborhood LSLR project will involve the verification of service lines in the Homewood North, South, and West, Larimer, Middle Hill, and Fineview neighborhoods of the city of Pittsburgh. Staff requested the board make this award.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on resolution 94?
Just acknowledge good job on those supplier diversity numbers for that contract.
And I'll echo that and also say great job on, evidence of our grant and loan, obtaining grants and loans to pay for this type of project. I know that some people might look at an $11 million contract and feel some sticker shock, but knowing that it's grants and loans is exactly what we're doing here. So thank you. Any further comment or discussion? Well, for that, all those in favor of resolution number 94, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Aye.
Resolution number 94 is approved. Resolution 95.
Resolution 95 is a request for the board's approval to award an amendment of a professional services agreement for engineering services for the 2023 small diameter water main replacement contract A to JAI Consultants Incorporated in the amount of $425,750.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on resolution 95? Any questions from the board?
Any extra background on the change?
I'm sorry, say that one more
I
time.
said any extra background or context on this?
Yes, so we are running into a situation where we're trying to address the state's requirements for disposal of clean fill. And so this specifically will allow us to do all of the testing requirements. We've already done a phase 1 environmental assessment that was required under the original scope. This is additional scope to address all of that.
Thank you for that.
Another positive thing to note on this one is GAI has exceeded their goal of 46.7% and achieved a 52% STP contribution on this.
I did note that too.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for the question. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of resolution 95, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Resolution 95 is approved. Resolution 96.
Resolution 96 is a request for the board's approval to award an amendment of the professional services agreement for the engineering services for the 2023 small diameter water main replacement Contract B to Johnson, Merriam and Thompson Incorporated, JMT, in the amount of $419,486.56. I want to note that this is similar to the prior Resolution 95. It's for the clean fill requirements.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second, Jim.
Thank you. Any discussion on resolution 96?
Again, great job on the diverse participation on this.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of resolution 96, please say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Resolution 96 is approved. Resolution number 97.
Resolution 97 is a request for the board's approval to award a change order of a capital contract for construction of the 2020 valve replacement contract to Independent Enterprises Incorporated in the amount of $397,798.57.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
What was the rationale for the term, the reason for the term?
So this is one of our indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity IDIQ contracts. And so it's the replacement of infrastructure, specifically including large and aging diameter valves throughout our system. This is really related to supporting other projects. They're identified through other projects where they're critical to be completed in a timely fashion and really support the uninterrupted water supply throughout the system. So these are 3 sites that were specifically identified and became necessary to complete in 2023. Thank you.
Seeing no further questions, all those in favor of resolution 97, say aye.
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 Opposed? Resolution 97 is approved. Resolution 98.
Resolution 98 is a request for the board's approval to award a capital contract for construction of the 2024 small diameter sewer rehabilitation IDIQ contract to In Situ Form Technologies LLC in the amount of $2,165,275.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of resolution 98, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 98 is approved. Resolution number 99.
Resolution 99 is a request for the board's approval to award a capital contract for construction of the 2020 drop shaft manhole contract to Golden Triangle Construction Company Incorporated in the amount of $5,238,450.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on resolution 99?
It's good.
Seeing none. All those in favor of resolution 99, say aye.
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 Opposed? Resolution number 99 is approved. Taking us, rounding us out to the end of the year with resolution 100. I don't know who planned that, but that's an incredible.
Votes out of you.
Yes, amazing. Well done. Resolution number 100.
Resolution 100 is a request for the board's approval to award a capital contract for construction of the Dragoon Way Stormwater Improvements Project to Independent Enterprises Incorporated in the amount of $1,394,752 and entering into a cost share agreement with the city of Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Any
Love that
questions?
cost sharing.
Yes.
And I can attest that the city is well on its way to approving its own cost sharing agreement as well. So looking
Very
forward to
good.
seeing this project moving forward. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of resolution 100, say aye.
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 Opposed? Resolution number 100 is approved. Thank you, Mr. King. Before we adjourn, I move to adjourn. I also want to echo my fellow board members and thanking everyone at PWSA, senior staff, everyone who is, maybe not here at the board meeting, but works diligently behind the scenes, those who are working throughout this holiday season, throughout December. We're really grateful to all of you for your work and just proud to serve on this board, proud to serve alongside of all of you. So thank you all for your time, your energy, your enthusiasm. And I just wish everyone a really happy winter holiday season and a happy new year until we see each other the next time.
Could I also say just the year-long effort and the numbers on the diverse participation is really extraordinary. It just is a testament to equalizing access to opportunities in the region, which builds just our economic impact and seeing new firms and different firms step forward and receiving support and opportunities from PWSA is good stewardship of public funds. And so I wanted to just go on record of a really good year. Those numbers are really impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely agree. And thank you to you, Dr. Morel, for your work in continuing to raise a voice from the board and advocate for that. And I think that's in large part because of your work and advocacy. So thank you.
Well, I'll take all the credit from Will too.
Any other comments or discussion points from the board? Right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Very